covered the Trump campaign, and I
Hmm.
was with all the reporters who were following Trump around, which was a very interesting and bizarre experience in
Yeah.
2015 and 2016, because we all had very different opinions about what was going on, what we were watching. And I was continually mystified by the degree to which the people who were covering Trump didn't understand where the anger was coming from. Like, the people in the crowds hated us. Like, Trump figured out early on that if he pointed to us, and the reporters are always standing on a riser, we're surrounded
Yeah.
by roast, we look like idiots.
Yeah.
He figured out early on that any insult he threw at us was going to work, and
Right.
there were all these hurt feelings among the press corps. Like, what's wrong with us? Why do they hate us so much? And they genuinely don't get it. Like, and I would have these arguments with people and say, this just goes back a long way. It starts with the WMD thing, but mainly it's because of the caricatures we throw at the sort of dumb hayseed red state follower Republican who just has regressive views about everything. That caricature, which is sort
Right.
of it's just so common. And they think that people aren't listening, or that it doesn't have an impact, which it does. It's not just a bad caricature that is uninformed and comes from a place of not speaking to any of these people, but it's just illogical. Like, when you think about a country as big as the United States, the variability in the population, it's going to be so unlikely that everyone is going to fit into this cookie cutter image that you have of um, a type of political character. People are very idiosyncratic in this country. It's very regional. Like, their opinions come from all over, and oftentimes their positions are much more thought out than we give them credit for. Like, I remember having this experience in Utah during
Hmm.
the campaign when Romney was running against Obama, and there was an argument about the Defense of Marriage Act and whether or not we should allow same-sex marriage. And there was this older couple that was talking about how they were against that. And I, like a typical New Yorker, I said, "Well, do you know any gay people?" And they were so offended. They're like, "Yeah, we know lots of gay people. Like, that's not the issue. We've thought about this long and how we prayed about it." Like, and they went through this whole thing about how this was a very difficult decision for them. Like, they had to really, really work through the doctrinaire side of it versus the emotional side of it versus the policy side. And so when you try to paint these people with a simplistic brush, it's inaccurate almost 100% of the time.